Hey everyone, welcome back to our channel. Before diving into this insane chapter of Jujutsu Kaisen, make sure to like and subscribe to our channel. Your support helps us create more awesome content for you. Now let's get into Chapter 2, 163. We pick up right where we left off, with the intense clash between Yuta and Sukuna. Both of their domains are shattering. And guess what? Yuta somehow managed to pull off a hollow purple. It wasn't as colossal as Gojo's, but it was big enough to break both domains. Even Sukuna admits Yuta messed it up a bit, meaning the output was heavily reduced. Now that the domains are broken, Yuta is back beside Todo and Yuji, and they charge at Sukuna with everything they've got. Todo declares, "It doesn't matter if we get caught in the crossfire. The moment your cursed technique comes back, Yuta, start firing off hollow purples. I'll use Boogie Woogie to dodge them." But there's a catch. The narrator explains that Sukuna is currently in a state of cursed energy, burnt out due to his broken domain. Can't easily use his cursed technique. The same goes for Yuta, who collapses inside Gojo's body, unable to move. It looks like Yuta's Limitless is burnt out. Just like Sukuna's cursed technique, Yuta reveals that Rika is no longer occupying his body, so he can't use his copy technique. We thought he could still use Kenjaku's, but he can't. Apparently, Kenjaku had some trick Yuta couldn't figure out. Meanwhile, Todo and Yuji continue their assault on Sukuna. Todo, momentarily distracted by worrying about Yuta, gets hit by Sukuna's black flash, breaking his vibra-slap. Todo spits up a bit of blood, but bangs the vibra-slap onto his forehead, swapping Yuji in. Todo realized the barrier wasn't completely gone because its effects lingered. He used the vibra-slap to swap Yuji with those cursed effects, allowing Yuji to land a series of blows on Sukuna. Yuji yells out to Megumi, "Wake up, Fushiguro. I'll do it as many times as I need to." Yuji's soul punch just got a huge upgrade. He's now using Dismantle directly on the soul. Yes, you heard that right. Yuji went from regular soul punches to Dismantle affecting the soul of Sukuna. Then, it's revealed that Yuji is using a binding vow, making his soul punch significantly more effective between the barriers of Megumi and Sukuna. Sukuna realizes Yuji employed a binding vow and started to realize he won't be able to maintain his body if he keeps taking these hits. It's gotten so bad that Sukuna throws up a couple of his fingers and has to ingest them again because he's losing control. They exchange more blows, with Yuji using Dismantle to chop down the building Sukuna is on. Sukuna thinks, if I simply avoid these blows, they'll have no other moves to use against me. Todo raises the vibra-slap into the air and claps it down one more time, but Yuji doesn't swap. Instead, Hana either flies in or swaps above Sukuna's head and starts using Jacob's ladder. We then get a conversation between Yuta and Hana about Angel probably having to intervene at some point. The chapter ends with Jacob's ladder coming straight down on Sukuna. We don't see if it lands, but it's a pretty zoomed-out shot. And of course, we're on break next week, leaving us on such a cliffhanger. From my point of view, this chapter is decent, but has some issues, especially with the binding vows. Todo's Boogie Woogie relies on a binding vow that activates when the wooden part of the vibra-slap hits the metal ball. But when Sukuna punches Todo, the vibra-slap's metal ball is broken. So, according to the vow, he shouldn't be able to use Boogie Woogie. Yet he swaps Yuji multiple times by hitting the wooden part on his head, which wasn't part of the vow. As for Yuji, it's clear he made a binding vow to hit between Sukuna and Megumi's soul with Dismantle. The problem is, why make the vow now and not before the battle? The explanation for binding vows isn't fully fleshed out. We don't know how they're made, what the consequences are, or the full process. I hope Gege Akutami clears this up in the next few chapters. Okay, let us predict what comes next. Jacob's ladder was unleashed on Sukuna. Previously, Sukuna resisted it because he had a better hold over Megumi's soul. But now, with Yuji landing so many punches and using Dismantle directly on the barrier between Sukuna and Megumi's soul, Jacob's ladder might be enough to damage Sukuna. and make him lose control of Megumi's body. If Yuji lands the final blow and defeats Sukuna, it's a fitting end. There are theories that Sukuna isn't the final boss, and the merger process will be the final showdown. However, we still need to learn about Sukuna's past and the Heian era's story. If Jacob's ladder doesn't work and Sukuna escapes again, it could get repetitive and boring. So it's better to conclude Sukuna's story soon and move on to the merger process. That's all for today, folks. If you enjoyed our content and want to see more, please like this video, share, and subscribe to our channel. See you in another awesome video. Until then, peace.